Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you and reviewing my entire Louis Vuitton perfume collection. Travel size versus full size. What's the deal? They're so expensive. Are they really worth it? And why do I have 7? Today's video, I'm going to be running through with you the different aspects from travel size to full size, the personalization, the price, the delivery, and the different fragrances I have, sharing with you my thoughts, my perspective, which ones are my favorite. They're all my favorites, that's why I bought them. I have 7 to share with you. Can I hold them all without smashing one? This looks like a fun game to play. That's a terrible thumbnail. These are my fragrances. There's one near the bosom. These are my 7 fragrances. As you can see, I have 3 travel size and 4 regular sized bottles. Now, these retail for $440 Australian. Whether you find yourself getting a travel size or a full size, they are both $440 regardless of the price. I found myself buying these ones first. I've now transferred over to these. In the beginning, I thought $440 for like this little, are you out of your mind? It's ridiculous. No way. But I'm going to share with you why I've now switched over to travel size and why I prefer it. So $440 is a large, expensive pill to swallow. However, Louis Vuitton fragrances are now my favorite perfume. First up, what I want to say is that these bottles are refillable, which does kind of knock back the price, I think, just a touch. You know, you're not paying for the excess bottle, you just refill the bottle. You can personalize them with your initials. I have not personalized any of my Louis Vuitton perfumes with my initials. I've really moved away from personalizing. There was a moment there where I was so into like sticking my initials on everything, but that's something that kind of faded out for me. So just for that reason and that reason alone, I haven't had this personalized, and I probably would never get a bottle personalized, but that's just me. So also keep in mind, if you aren't able to go into store and smell these, if you see the perfumes online and you hear the reviews, you hear people rave about them, but you have not had a chance to go in store to smell them, when you order online and your delivery of the perfume comes, you also get, I think, 2 or 3 little mini size samples of the perfume, so that then you can try it, and if you don't like it, you can just send the perfume back and get a refund. So you don't have to worry about, you know, buying this really expensive perfume and then getting it and being like, oh my god, I don't even like it, it smells like crap. Even if you just hop into store and tell a Louis Vuitton sales associate that you're interested in a perfume, you just don't know which one yet, they may give you a few samples. 9 times out of 10, like if they're a nice sales associate, they'll give you some samples. I have an unbelievable amount of samples, like crazy amounts. I think I've smelled almost every perfume by Louis Vuitton because I just have that many samples. They're very generous with their samples, so don't be afraid to ask. So for anyone who gets off on packaging, I'm just gonna run through a little bit about the packaging. If you don't enjoy this part, by all means skip ahead. But the perfumes come in this little box. They're packed really nicely here, and they come in this particular box. The travel ones come with additional kind of like vial cartridge refill things. So this I keep. Usually if it's just a bottle with a full size, I tend not to keep it just because I don't really want to keep it. It's just like excess, you know, stuff. One thing that used to really be a hard pill for me to swallow in the beginning was the fact that I couldn't justify the travel size. I could not justify buying this for $440 when I could just get this. This is 100 mils. With the travel size, you get 4 7.5 milliliter vials. There is a huge gap there in the amount of fragrance that you actually get. However, what I've decided, and again, you don't have to do it this way, like you can probably get one of those like travel spray perfumes and just do this yourself and use the bottle, but I mean, I probably could do that, to be honest, but I don't know, I like the amount that I get. And I think for long haul trips, like long time traveling, which I hope to be doing in the future, more like extended trips, travel just works better for me. Travel size works better, and I'm shifting more into buying travel sizes just because I have enough beautiful full size bottles. I don't really mind if I don't have them for display purposes. I don't need to really display my perfumes. It's not really a deal breaker for me. And I just like the fact that this is so small, so compact, so easy to travel with, not only overseas or interstate, but also on a daily basis. For the longest time, I was using little samples and I'd keep them in my bag, and I still do, but eventually they will run out. There's quite a lot in there. You get quite a lot in there though, but I just love the idea of having my fragrances more compact, more easy to travel with. Hint, hint, you can see a theme here. I'm talking about a lot of travel. I eventually plan on doing more extended trips and I would want to carry fragrance with me. I want to smell nice, but I don't want to be, you know, taking a big bottle with me. When you're traveling, you know, every bit of space counts. I don't want to be carrying this in my handbag all the time. It's heavy. It's just, I don't really carry big handbags anyway, so this just works better for me. And the longevity of Louis Vuitton perfumes is incredible. It's amazing, but I still just, I love to spritz throughout the day. I love to smell fresh. You never know who you're going to meet, what situation you're going to find yourself in, and especially during the summer months where I sweat a lot more, I like to just refresh and just spray a little bit of extra perfume throughout the day. It's usually just like maybe once or twice, depends how long I'm out for. The travel size just suits my lifestyle better and the lifestyle that I see myself living, you know, with the future and the reopening of the borders. I like the travel. That's me personally though, and I know that's probably not a popular opinion. It definitely wasn't how I was interested in buying in the beginning. Like literally the first 4 perfumes I bought were just all the main large sizes. But the travel perfume's pretty easy. As you can see, you just unscrew the bottom, you know, clip that in and out. It's kind of like a magnetic clip. It's so easy. And also I was really eaten up by the fact that the amount that you receive within the perfumes, I could justify it. Whereas now I can kind of justify it just because it takes me so long to get through a perfume. So I'm sure that these will be no different. This is the one I've had the longest and I'm only like halfway through. These take me years to get through, perfumes in general. So I'm assuming these may take me a little bit less to get through, but I still don't doubt they will take me a very long time to get through. First I'm gonna run through with you the full size bottles. Like, complete disclaimer, I'm trying really hard, okay? But this accent, this voice, does not pull off a French accent or French words very well, okay? So don't expect amazing things from me. Other than that, I'm gonna try my best to describe the perfumes for you. I'll also have each of them listed in the description so you can go ahead and check them out online for yourself. But you know, reading some of these descriptions online, like, I'm sorry, but maybe I just don't have a very good imagination, but some of them I'm like, oh, that sounds a bit full of shit, really. Supernatural phenomena forever embedded in the memory of some far-flung exploration, inspired by such waking dreams, wrapped in sunshine and moon. What does something wrapped in sunshine and moon, rainbows smell like? Like the joy of a warm night full of love and dreams. What does optimism smell like? Somebody please tell me. What does optimism smell like? Sometimes I think these descriptions are just so far-fetched. I walk away reading them thinking, yeah, it sounds lovely, but I've got no idea what does optimism smell like? What does rainbows smell like? What is a phenomena forever embedded in memory of some far-flung exploration inspired by such waking dreams? What does that smell like? So I'm gonna try my hardest, put my own little twang and my own little twist on the scents, but I'll have them listed if you would like to read a more professional review and opinion of the smell of them. So, first up, oh no, we're starting with a hard one. Absence. First we're starting with Heures d'Absence. I'm trying really hard, okay? Don't think I'm not, okay? Please don't get angry at me. Heures d'Absence. This is the first one I'm going to be sharing with you. This one has notes of mimosa, jasmine, rose, balm of Peru, sandalwood, and it's got like a very musky undertone. This one to me, I purchased this because it's such a light summer fragrance. Like it smells to me like a flower garden. Like this is what I imagine a flower garden to smell like. It's very vibrant, it's very floral. When I smelled it, I was like, oh, this is what I want to smell like in spring. Like this is amazing. And just to be clear as well, I'm very into muskiness. I'm very into floral scents. Sweet floral is very much my vibe. Ooh, I'm frolicking through a floral garden, you know? But I've had a Zyrtec and I'm not like sneezing. Next up I'm going to talk about Attrape-Rêves. Attrape-Rêves. This one, it was the first one that I ever bought. It was the first one that I ever fell in love with, and it's still, it's still one of my favorites. Like it's just like, it's this subtle hint of cocoa. It's just, it's amazing. This is my sexy date night perfume. Any time of the year, all year round, summer, autumn, winter, spring, this is my sexy date night perfume. If I got a date, I'm wearing this. Without fail, this one gets the compliments. And I know life is not about getting compliments and validation from people, but if you want to go on a sexy date with a sexy man, highly recommend. Its main notes are cocoa, peony, lychee, patchouli, Turkish rose absolute, and a hint of ginger and bergamot. That's its main notes. But truly, like, all I can smell is chocolate and like subtle flowers. It's very sexy. It's sexy. To me, it's a little bit heavier than this one, but it's still very light. Like, I can wear this during the day as well, but I prefer to wear it more of a like sexy nighttime fragrance, or if I've got like a special occasion during the day. I'm just someone who, like, if it's really, really hot outside, like if it's a hot summer day, I'm not gonna wear this one just because it's quite, like, it's not heavy, but for a hot summer's day, it's a bit too heavy for me. Like, I like something very, very light, and I just don't want to have a headache or give other people headaches. So it's more of like my nighttime sexy fragrance. Like when the sun goes down, this baby comes out and it's a good time for all. So it's still one of my favorites. Jour Battant.
Cœur Battant.
Jour Battant.
Cœur Battant.
Jour Battant. That's as good. That's as good as it's gonna get. Next up is Cœur Battant. This was the second fragrance that I bought from Louis Vuitton after Attrape-Rêves, and the reason that I was most drawn to this after purchasing Attrape-Rêves is because it was the perfect alternative to exactly what I felt that I was missing with Attrape-Rêves. It's a very light, I'm not at all saying it's not a potent scent, but it's just lighter. It's more airy to me, and I felt like what I was missing was a perfume that I could wear day to day. And this is definitely a perfume I can wear day to day, especially in the hotter months when it's just everything feels sticky and the air is heavy and you don't want to suffocate yourself and other people with a very potent, strong, heavy scent. And this just felt very light to me, very subtle, but also powerful enough and strong enough to be smelt by not only yourself but others. It's very light. Again, it just, smelling it, I'm like, oh, hello, summer and spring. Why does I don't know why, all my fragrances just smell like flowers and remind me of spring and summer, but that's just me in a nutshell. This one's main notes are jasmine from Egypt. Ooh. Ylang lang, lang lang, ylang lang, ylang lang, ylang ylang. Patchouli heart, narcissus, which is a flower, not a narcissist, and ambrette. Kind of smells like a sweet pear. Kind of smells like dessert, but not like a sickly dessert, you know what I mean? Like a daytime dessert. Like you could eat it for lunch and like not kind of enter a food coma. That's the best way I could describe it. So next up, Sun Song. Now this was a very bold choice for me. If you manage to get in store and smell all of these and you smell this one, you'll realize that this is very off brand for what I tend to go for in a perfume. But I just love it so much. Like I love it so much. It's a beautiful, beautiful scent. It's unisex, I'm pretty sure. What I think really drew this to me is it reminds me of something, and it reminds me of a memory, but I don't remember what memory that is. Does that make sense to you? Do I sound crazy? It's like, I smell it and it's like this kind of, deja vu is probably not the right word, but when I smell it, I'm like, I've smelt that somewhere before in my life, and it was a good time in my life. It was a great time. I was so happy and I was having the best time with the best person or people, but I don't remember it. And I don't know if that's like a mind trick that this perfume's playing on me, or if it's legitimately something that's happened to me in my life, but I'm like transported to this very happy feeling. Like I smell it and I have this overwhelming sense of happiness and joy from a memory that I don't remember. Riddle me that. It's the weirdest sensation, but I'm really into it. It's a bit more masculine than what I would normally go for. It's a perfume that I still wear in the summer months and the warmer months, but it's definitely one that I wear more often in the winter. When I'm wearing a suit or a nice blazer, or I just feel like unstoppably powerful, or maybe if I'm going out with like a super masculine man and I want to assert my dominance and be like, look, you can wear the pants, honey, but I'm going to tell you what pants those are, and I'm going to tell you when to put them on and what brand they'll be. Its notes are lemon, orange blossom, bergamot, neroli, jasmine, and really musky note. So next up we have Jour Se Lève, which it was my first travel perfume. And one thing I forgot to actually mention is you can simply unscrew this cap if you don't remember what the scent is called, and it does have it on the little vial inside. This probably is my least favorite from my collection. But when I say least favorite, like it's not like I dislike it. It's just if I would have to choose my least favorite, it would be this one. Don't ask me to choose my most favorite because it depends on the day. Probably just because the scent to me, it's not as sweet as the others. Like when I smell this one, doesn't make me think of a Happy Sun Song memory. And I also automatically don't think of flowers, and that's pretty much like my two go-tos. This one's very citrusy, tangy, and probably not spicy, but yeah, it's like tangy, like a bit of a bite to it, but it's still very light and very fresh. My notes are mandarin from Italy, blackcurrant, jasmine, incense and musk, peony, and osmanthus. I hope I said that correctly. If you like more of that musky incense kind of smell, but when I say mandarin and tangy citrusy, like I don't mean like a sweet, like, ugh, citrusy. Like it's like a high class type of citrus, okay? Like it's a bougie mandarin, you know what I mean? It's not like a cheap, like bruised one. It's like an expensive organic one. So this one is one of my most recent purchases. This is the Étoile Filante. This one I was fighting for so long, and this is a favorite of mine. I think it's just because it's so unique. I don't have anything to compare it to. There's nothing that I've smelt that smells like this. It is so unique to me, and it's beautiful, and this is what I'm going to be taking away with me on my next tropical vacation. It's very fruity. Yeah, not like a sickly, like 12-year-old fruity, like a high class fruity, okay? Fruity tooty, baby. High class fruity. My notes are osmanthus from China, Magnolia from China, and Jasmine Absolute. So last but not least, my Rose d'Avance. Now this one, I have had many a rose scents in the past, and I've currently got a few that I'm trying to move along. One of them being the Rose of No Man's Land by Byredo, and another one by Dolce & Gabbana. This one though, when you compare it to the other two and any other rose one I've smelt, like it's not like a really sickly, obvious rose. Like I don't know if I'm describing it well enough, but it's just not like an overly noticeable rose. Like you're not going to be walking around smelling like a legitimate rose, which I feel like with some other ones I feel that way. Whereas this is just very subtle and just more unique, more of a probably unique rose scent than I've ever smelt from any other perfume that claims to be a rose scented perfume. It's like a sexy date night perfume, but more of a softer, subtle version, like very whimsical. You know, you can wear it during the day, you can wear it at night. It's just very, very sexy, but like not trying to be sexy, you know? The main notes are Centifolia, Rose Absolute, Turkish Rose Essence, Bulgarian Rose Essence, Italian Iris, and Virginia Cedar. Cedar? Share with me which ones you like in the comments down below, which ones you may be interested in. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. I hope this video was helpful to you if you're looking for a new scent and you would like a Louis Vuitton fragrance. Like I said, now that I've seen Louis Vuitton fragrances, baby, I don't know if I can go anywhere else. Like I'm all about Louis Vuitton fragrances. They are my favorite designer fragrance. Like to me, they knock it out the water, more so than Chanel, more so than Dior. They're amazing. I'm gonna even go so far as say that I like them more than Hermes fragrances. If you haven't already checked them out, go to your nearest store and do so. I think you'd really love them. You might find one that brings you a little bit of joy. So thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I'm gonna have another one linked for you right here. If you haven't had enough of me just yet, feel free to join me over there. Thank you so much for being here in today's video, and I'll see you in my next one.